Uh, Today's topic is Angular components. So, have you heard this name like Angular component? What is component and why this component is used in Angular application? So, yeah, let's start. We check what is the component and how we can use this component in Angular application. You can see. So, yeah, first of all, we'll check the introduction about Angular component. What are the Angular components? So Angular components are the building blocks. Okay. So any functionality or any page or any behavior whatever we need in the application, we can create a component for it. Let's say if you have login page and then you need to move to some another page like dashboard. So what we can do, we can create a login component and dashboard component. Once we log in, then we can move it to the dashboard component. So simply we can say like a component is nothing but one small function or one small object which will perform your task. So so in this Angular application we will have multiple components and we can route it according to the user preferences. So components are building blocks of the Angular. Then component control the logic. And logic, it means they will control your whatever UI, whatever page you have created. That controlling will done in the component, and also you can create a your UI like what you need, what user needs to see in the UI. So those two things you can create by in one component. Like you can create HTML and then you can control that HTML. So both the things will contain in the control in the component, and then we can reuse that component whenever it is required. So we no need to perform no need to create again and again. So whenever it is required, we can directly use it. So no need to create it multiple times. So reusability is also one of the important thing for the components. Now let's see how we can generate components. So we have a CLI like command line interface in Angular. So by using that we can create a component easily. We no need to do it manually. So we need to write a command for that to create a component. So we have ng generate space component name. So this is one command. By using this, you can create a component, or you can use shortcut like ng space g space c, then your component name. So by doing this, so by going on the terminal and by typing this command, Angular will create a component for you. So what will be present in the component? Let's say we have created one component and then what will be inside that component, so that we'll see in the next. So whenever you create one component, that time what will happen? So first you will get one HTML file. So there you can create your any HTML. Then second you will get one ts file. There you can control that HTML whatever you have written. That controlling part you can do in the ts file. then you will get one css file as well. So you can decorate your html according to the user. That we can do in the css file. And then you will have one spec file. So spec file is nothing but testing file. So we can write unit test cases in the spec files and we can test that. So these four file, every component will have HTML for writing your HTML things, UI. Then you can control it by using TS file. Then you can decorate it using CSS file, and you can write a unit test cases for by help of spec file. So these four files will be always present in whenever you are creating components. Yeah, then if you have created one component, then you will have. So in TS file you will have decorate like one selector. Okay, so this selector you can use anywhere, and you can load that component by using this selector. So selector, let's say you have created one login page, and then there you will get one selector. So this we will see in when we'll go for the live component creation. So just I'm giving you some idea what is this selector. Okay, so if you write something like a tag by using this selector, then you can load that component anywhere in the HTML file. Then component will have template URL or template. So in that TS file you will see one template URL or template. So template URL is nothing but it will automatically create a HTML file link in the TS file, and so by default it will have the HTML file link there, URL, template URL. But if you don't need to write in HTML file, then you can directly write in the TS file as well. So what you need to do, just instead of template URL you can write template, and in the square bracket you can write your tags. So that you can do in the TS file only. And then you will have one styles too. Then you will have style URLs, like which style you will have for that component in the TS file. So you will have the style URLs or styles. So directly also you can write your style, so that will be in your TS file only, or else you can give the URL of your CSS file. So this all thing will be present whenever you will create a component. So yeah, now we'll check how we can create a component in Angular application. So we have created one application in previous sessions, and now we'll go with the creating the component. So let me open the application. So yeah, this is what we have created in previous session, like students where app. There I need to go in this src and then app component.html. So first thing what we will do, so we'll open one terminal. So where we need to go, we need to click on this terminal and then new terminal. So here you will get one terminal and you need to wait for this. Okay, now first thing we need to do is like path. Okay, so without this path it will not run. So first we'll run this and we'll check what is in our application. So first thing, many of you are getting some errors while doing this ngSerp. Let me do ngSerp. So what will happen? Yeah, this command is not available when you're running the Angular CL outside a workspace, because what it is saying, this is an error you are getting because this path is not correct as per this project. Because whenever we will do this ngSer, it will check for this package.json. Here we have this ngSer command, but this path is not correct. This path is not correct because this is in somewhere else, like D. This is in project students pair app, and then so we need to have this project and students pair app here in this command line. So we have two ways. Let me show you how we can do first. So directly we can go here, copy this. So by clicking on here, you can copy this, just Control C, and then go in here and do CD space and then paste, Control V, and then enter. So once you do enter, you will get this path. Okay, so this is one way how you can do path. And second way is like, here you need to go in this file, open folder. So then I need to go for this angular, then project, then students pair app. So this is what we need to have, students pair app. Then select folder. Here also you can see, if you see here, you can see here now it is directly going in the Angular project students pair app. So no need to do any change here. So directly, and you can see here directly it is opening this students pair app. Okay, so this is now will first run this project. So before running any Angular application, first check this path. So path is also important. And how you can do this path? By typing cd space and then path of the folder. Okay, we can also do like cd, then by clicking tab you can see the next thing, src, right? Next whatever is inside it, by clicking tab and by clicking so yeah, this is the way how you can route your application. Now we'll run this. Application. It will take some time. Now it is building. Yeah, now it is run. So because of that path only we are getting that issue. So if you are getting also same issue, then you can also check the path. Or else if you are getting any other issues, so you can search in Google. Now what we need to do, we need to do localhost localhost 4200. Now we can see this students pair app. Here we can see the application now. So now what we need to do, we will create one component and then we'll check here what it is doing. Okay, yeah, now we'll go in the, now we'll create a component. So this sir will, so we'll open one new terminal by clicking on this plus button, and will first thing you need to do is like you need to first check the path of this application. Okay, so just copy this and just go in the copy relative path. Okay, because first we need to go here in this path where you need this component, so cd and then paste that path. So what is the path? src and app. So this thing we need. So now if you see, it is pointing to this src and app. Now it is pointing to app. Now we'll create ng, g and c, and then what will be the component name? We'll say login form. Okay, so login form will be the component name, and we are creating this ng, then space g is for generate and c is for component. So ng generate component, and then component name is login form, and then enter. Now if you see here, the component is created, and you can also see here in this left side, you can see this login form. So if you see here, it is a html file, login form work, then css file what we have discussed, right? Then we have spec file. Let me minimize this. Okay, this is spec file, and this is what your component is. So we have discussed, like we have you will get a selector. So what is the selector name? App login form. So by using this app login form, you can navigate to this component. Okay, then by default it is having this. Here if you see, it is directly login template url means it is pointing to some file. So we are giving this html url here, and style url is this one. So same whatever we have here in the style, so it will be automatically created. You don't need to do anything, it will be automatically created. And if you see here in app module, here also it will automatically connect this login component. So login component, if you see, and in this declaration, so whatever in your application you will see, so whatever you have created, you will see here in the declaration, this thing in the module app module.ts. And other thing, the imports will be like whatever you have imported from external files. So this is what login form control component here. So whenever you will create any component, it will refer to this app module.ts as well. It will automatically update here, and in the declaration your component will be added. So if you need to remove this login form, then you need to delete here and from app module.ts. And if you have any references, there you need to add that. So now we'll go for this app component.html. Now what we'll do, we'll just remove this whatever their initial values. Will okay, so we'll check now, is it working? Okay, so this is work. Now I have added login, and if you see here, login is you are getting login. Okay, Now how to add this login component in this app component.html. So what you need to go to this controller component.ts file, and there you need to copy this selector. Okay, and same way how we have written this h1 slash. Okay, so same way we need to create this tag. Okay, then automatically it will create this. Okay, so if we save this, you can see here login form works, means this login component is loaded here. Okay, now if we see, now what we can see here, we have loaded this login component. Now I can remove this and I can just show you this how we can do. So now if you see login form works. Okay, now we have loaded this. For now we can remove this css and spec file as well. Okay, so from where this selector we have added, so this selector we need to copy this selector. So anywhere if you need this, so this just you need to copy and you need to make it like a tag, like we are doing h1 input with closing braces. Okay, so same way we need to use this like a selector. And then selector, now if I change anything, I need to save this. So once I have saved, you can check it. Yeah, so login component means it is working fine whatever we have done. So now this HTML, if you see, so now selector you have understood, right? So yeah, now I will close this and will check. Now component also not required, this component.ts. Just remember this URL is like login form. So and this style URL is also where you have CSS, so that information it is given to the compiler. Okay, now we'll create a login form. Okay, let me add one login detail. So yeah, I have just added one login detail, and now we'll check is it working. Now if you see, login detail is here. Now we'll add the input text. Now let me add the other things as well. So username we have added. So username we have added. Let me add other details. If you can see now, just I am adding other details, and now I am saving it. Now if we see in this, so yeah, login details and this username and password we have added, and one button, login button. Okay, so this is we have added. Now let me add some background as well. So for that we need to go to this style CSS, and I will just add. So let me do some look and feel. I am adding this background color. Yeah, now once we go, yeah, so now here if you can see here login details we can see, but somewhat we can add one border here. So let me add one border. Already I have created some styles. Yeah, so this is what container I have created. Let me copy it. Yeah, we can save it both. So now if we see, yeah, here it is working fine. Let me do some additional things. Yeah, now this look and feel looks good. Let me again do this somewhat alignment and all these things. Let me minimize this. Yeah, I will add other CSS. Then I will add this user many space here. Also we need space here as well. And for button also we have created one. Let me save all this thing. So now if you see, this is what we have created, one login application, and the look and feel is also now it looks good. And we have also created one component. So where we have created, so whatever the HTML things we have created, it should be in this login component. Then CSS should be in this login form component.css, this CSS one. And for background, what we have added in this style CSS, this is a global CSS, so there we have added this background. Okay, and what we need to add here, just remembering this is the selector of that controller. So whenever you will type like this, it will route to the original component. So this is how we can create a component and how we can use this component. And one more thing, if you don't need this app module directly, no need to do. Now I will remove this, and we can check how we can do this. So now I will just add one tag where I can say main. Okay, so main, so we don't need that selector. So now if you see here, main is coming. Now how we can do that? By using this one. So what we need to do, okay, we need to go to this app module.ts. Here if you see this bootstrap, so this bootstrap means which component initially needs to be loaded. So here we are saying app component. Now we need, I can copy this and just paste it, login component. Okay, so this is one thing. And second thing we need to do is like, we need to go to the index.html, which is our original. And here if you see app root means that main component will, now we need to go to this ts file, copy this selector, and then go in this index.html and just remove this. Instead of that, copy this. Yeah, so if you see, now let me load. Yeah, now if you see, just a rendering issue is I think we have not saved this. So now if you see, directly it is coming, no main. Now directly it is going to the, yeah, and we can also check it by using this inspect. So in elements, if you see now, app login, directly we have app login. Okay, so body, and directly we have this component. You see here, app login form means this is one component. Now let me go to back to the whatever we have previously, app component, and then the index file. So like this way we can do, and just save both. So now if we see this main dot, you see here main. Now let me add that same component, go in this app component.ts, copy this vector, and just go in app component.html, and instead of this, just let me again do this one and save this. Now if we see, it is login component is coming. So just I have shown. Now let me show you in this inspect as well. So if you see here, first is app root, means the app component is, first component is this one, app root means app component.html, this app component. So if you see here, also we have selector, so that is app root. That's why here if you see, app root is here. Then second component is app component, app login form. So now if you go here and if you check this login form, so app login form. So like this way you can say app root is parent and app login form is child. Okay, and inside if you see div also, you can see like this way. Okay, in this way we have created a component in Angular application. We have just created login component, and we have also see how different ways to add a component in an Angular application. And also we have created login component and login HTML also we have added, and we have also added some CSS to this login component. And also we have seen like how we can bootstrap the component, and also we have seen how we can check parent child component in inspect.